Is anybody there? Hello? Anybody here? Hey everyone, it's welcome to Tactical Tuesday. This is Gil here. And tonight's topic, if I get it to turn here, there we go. Building a long-term prepper pantry. And so basically talking about how to store your food storage. And so we're going to be talking about ways to do it, and we're going to talk about where to do it as well. All right, but first let's drop back over here and hello everyone. All righty, I was hoping to get a couple others up here, but no one volunteered. So let me go back here and we're going to see who's all here in the chat. First one in was from across the pond, Aid in here. How's it going, Aid? And then CB at Hugo Homestead. Then Tennessee Bushcrafter came in. And we're talking there back and forth there. Then Gear Grindin 19 joined us. And let's see who came in after that. Kalen Strain and Tibor came in right on top of each other there. And it's the Marshmallow Man. It's Lewis. Hey, Lewis. And I froze. All righty. Let's see here. What do we got here? Everyone's still talking back and forth. And how the garden? How's it going? And Star Salazar, welcome. Yeah, all right. Funny you should say that. I've been checking the stuff, and it's amazing. I am only at 724, 23, whatever subscribers, depending whether or not they're yanking them away from me as they come in. But I'm already well past my 4,000 watch hours requirement. So the subscribers I have are loyal and watch everything. And thank you guys. Oh, all right. So I'm going to stop here. There's good comments here. Bushcraft, his thermometer in the raised beds reads 102. Ouch. My thermometer outside here this afternoon read 102, 103 on the side of the shop. But that's a little bit different there. Let's see. Emma 3010's in the house. Cindy Rice is here. Hey. And let's see who else is coming in here. And I think that's everybody. I'm not sure if someone skipped by there, or my glasses were smudged and I didn't see your name. If it did, I'm apologizing. Welcome everybody. All righty. So, long-term prepper storage. No, you don't have to do what's behind me. That is a redoubt or a retreat storage. But so I got some different pictures to show you guys, and I was trying to figure out what order I wanted to put them in, and finally I just gave up, and I just kind of just blocked them out there. So we're gonna be bouncing around on them, but before I start with the slideshow, I want to point out, just because you don't have a lot of space, and Kaylin can back me up on this, you can do food storage, and you can have some long-term prepping stuff in it. Hey, Laura, how's it going? Hedgehog's Homestead is in the house. And so in setting up your long-term prepper pantry, there are some things I'm going to go through the photos, and we're going to get into it, talking into it more in depth about some of the philosophies between the different styles of prepper pantries. All right, so let's go over here. All right, so people that have like a spare bedroom or something often do something, often start getting those little metal shelves, putting them up and stocking them up. Now, there are going to be some of these later on that I'm going to pick on. I'm not going to pick on this one here. Stuff's a little piled up weird, but hey, it's stuff's in there. They're trying to control it. They're trying to work it, doing good. All right. This one here is a little more organized. And I like the fact that they're not using white buckets. Granted, they're using the orange buckets from HD. After I have some orange ones and I have some of the blue ones from the other ones. I prefer the blue ones because they let less light through, so it shows up a little bit better. I mean, it's not illuminating your food inside. All righty, so trying to keep on the. All right. This one's used in a second bedroom. And Caitlin has a little talk about hers going on there. All righty. Cindy says, what is it here? We're empty nesters, but my hubby thinks we live in a warehouse. Far from it. If I can keep it out of sight, he's happier. All righty, so let's go to the next picture here. This one you can see is obviously they got some more shelves and they're spreading this stuff out and trying to organize it. Oh, I forgot. I didn't notice this at the first one, so I'm going to poke at this one. What is a problem anyone can see wrong with this setup? All right. So with this particular setup, I froze. Sorry, I was looking one way. It does. Okay. So with this setup here, there's something wrong with it. It's not the shelves. So take a look and tell me you can see what's wrong with. Hey, Josh, how's it going? What's wrong with this setup here? All right. Give you guys a couple seconds to put it in there. Weight balancing the shelves. Yeah, it could be, but that's not the big problem. I'm going to give you a hint. Look deeper. Look beyond. And tell me you can see what the problem is. There's the one spot particularly has the problem. Oh, you're close with the bags being unprotected bags. The problem is there are windows with the blinds open to let light into the room to get at the boxes, which will break down boxes. To heat sunlight will shine directly on cans and jars. Hey, Patty, it's the tinker's wife. So a pantry really should not have a window in it. If you have a window in there, you need to, blackout curtains or whatever, because a window lets heat through. So it heats up the room. Even though the room may have air conditioning, central air, or whatever, it heats up the room more, especially if the sunlight comes in and shines on cans and stuff. It'll heat that stuff up. So that's the one thing wrong with this one. But if they'd blocked out those windows and stuff, it'd be so much better. And if they're going to block out the windows, something they can do is they can put up cardboard and stuff, or that rubber wrap stuff between the blinds and the blackout curtain to give it more insulation. All right, let's move on to the next one. This one here, is really neat. They got a lot of stuff together. They got full shelves. Everything's lined up here. I'm kind of concerned about the cans laying on their sides, but it depends what they are. Now, if those are the cans that are directly below them, and they got the bottom out there and it looks like the date stamps are on there. You guys can't see as well as I can because I got a big old monitor over here. But these cans right here, you can see my cursor moving. And look, I can see the dates. I can't read it, but I can see date stamps on the bottom. So, and they got their on some of these deeper shelves, they got the cardboard boxes, and they got cans up high and stuff. Personally, I would move the cans down and the light boxes of cereal up, because if a box of cereal falls on your head, it's not going to hurt as much as a single can falling up there on your head. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. Oh yeah, this is a dream. This is a dream walk-in one. Not sure I put it in the right place. Once again, there's something that has me concerned on the left-hand side here, where you got the pasta sauces, and you got them stacked directly on each other up here, and the other one's laying on their sides. If you're going to stack pasta sauce, keep those Amazon boxes and cut them to the depth of the shelf. That way you can put them between your stuff so you don't have jars sitting on lids. Even if it's commercially done, it's not good to have jars sitting on lids for long times. And we got Prepping to Endure in the house. Hey, PD. And we got Wendy at Hardknack Farms. And anybody else sneak in here? Duncan 1900. Hey, Brenda. Kathy D. Salt and Light is here. Cool. And did I miss? Mama Bear living on a dime and a prayer. How's it going? Gab Family Adventures. Hey, welcome. And scrolling back here. Brother Donnie, Prepped for Eternity. How's it going? And Teresa at Stringfield Ridge Farm. Hey. And did I miss anybody else back there? I think I've caught up with everybody. If I missed someone, I apologize. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for checking in and making a comment. Though, if you just want to lurk, you don't want to make comments, that's cool. Just remember, smash that thumbs up button. Help us out with the analytics here. Alicia's in the house. All right, cool. All righty. So this one here, other than, I'm looking around at this one. So on the left here, you got the jars stacked on top of jars. I'm really not a fan of that. That's bad. They loaded up their boxes of stuff going around the other side. They got a light stuff all up on top. They got cereal boxes on the left. They got paper towels and stuff in the back. They got dry goods over. They were trying to go each cabinet a little bit different. They got dry goods, wet stuff. They got some mixes in there. They got the canned stuff back here. They got the laundry stuff in the back down low. That's good. That way, if the laundry stuff leaks, any of the stuff here leaks, it leaks either on other laundry stuff or straight down to the floor. Can't really tell if there's jars in the back here, and this one just kind of jammed together. But yeah, they're trying to keep everything well organized in this one, and this is a nice one where you can go in there and you can set stuff up and do it right. So this is a nice one. All right, here's home built stuff, and they got everything in there. Bigger cans on the bottom, number 10 cans in the container over here on the right. All right, up here in the upper right, up here on the back shelf there, they got jars of jam on top of jars of jam. So again, I do not like stacking jars on jars. Same thing over here on the left side here. We got some jars on top of jars there. Peanut butter on peanut butter, that's different because it's got that foil seal in it, and you're not going to damage the seal by stacking it. And and they're plastic containers, so it's not as bad as having glass on home canning stuff or even professional canning stuff. This one here is, look, it's a little more condensed. Here's another one they're working on here. This one here is not bad. You can tell this is in a garage. Couple things I don't like. You got the soda bottle sitting down on the floor, and soda, like any liquid, like especially water, will draw chemicals out of the concrete through the plastic into it. That's why your water barrels and stuff need to be on wood up off the floor, or a steel rack or something up off the floor. Hey, Dustin, how's it going? King Poopa's in the house. Did I miss anybody else there again? Southern Blessed Homestead. Hey, how's it going? We got Mac in the house. And his better half. Alrighty. In here, anything bad? Down on the right here, we got the pasta sauces stacked on top of pasta sauces. All right. Shoot, I forgot to bring it in here. Dang it. Okay, there was something I wanted to show you here. Considering jars on top of jars, looking around, I got any type of box. No, I don't have it in here. Actually, I got one over there. I could probably. All right, everyone, don't get seasick. I'm going to move my camera and show you something what I want to talk about here. And I'm going to get it aimed over there. Actually, let's see. First, I got to kill the. There we go. All right. and make me big. Okay, see how I got this box here? It says family tree on it. I got the jars in there. You can stack. If the shelf was deeper, if you have several of these boxes, you can stack food on top of food. You know, jars on top of jars, so like that. But the jars are full. If the thing here is full, this cardboard box, this low side box, will keep it from falling over, and it will allow you to stack another box on top of it and do it that way. All right, so let me, earthquake, tornado, oh no, I'm not in Kansas anymore. No, I'm in Idaho. All right, back here, boom, there we go. All righty, and back to here. So if you have shelving that is not very adjustable, and you have wide spaces on it, and you want to stack food, Costco, Sam's Club, even some of the others you may find in regular grocery stores. The produce boxes that are shallow, you get those, you stack your jars in it, fill the one up, get another box on top of it, and then stack on top of that. So, yeah, if you got to stack, use cardboard boxes. I did a video where I added some lights to my daughter's storage room down there in the basement across the way, and she was using cardboard boxes to stack where it was deep on that. All righty, so the next one here, let's see. All right, looking at this one, and I froze. So, yes, it's got a window in it. No curtains, no blinds. Don't like that, especially since you got jars and stuff in here, and the light will affect the food in the jars. They got their food set up where you can go down aisles on both sides, and you can get to both sides of the food and stuff, and probably getting more room to be able to get more shelving in. So I'm not sure what it is. You can see the air conditioning duct up above. So I would say this is an unfinished basement that has, it's sort of sloped on the outside. So one side's full basement, the other side's daylight's out, obviously. Either that or they got one of those big old, I forget what it's called. It's a curved metal piece of corrugated that's formed to go around windows. So you open it up and you can crawl out to get outside in case of an emergency. Yeah, so if this is one of those ones that this is your emergency exit from the basement, hey, fine. Put some film on reflective film on the outside and the inside of the window. Make it so light's not coming through. But if this has potential for a really good storage area. Window well, yes, thank you. One of the window wells. Thank you, Patty. All righty, next one here. Another homemade one shot with a fisheye lens. Again, it's got a window, but they at least got the blinds closed. Looking at what they got here, I would take these cardboard boxes up here. I would have stacked it on that first stuff down there near the window, just so that it's not affecting any of the jars or anything else they have down there. They seems to have most of the jars down here on the bottom shelf, and they got the canning jars stacked on top of number 10 cans, and it looks like Mountain House food down there. So they got their long-term stuff on the bottom, and there's canning jars of home canned stuff on top of it. So, which is kind of like what my wife did in ours, in the kitchen in California. They have a really deep cabinet next to the refrigerator. And she stacked number 10 cans in the back. And then in front of those cans, she stacked similar type, smaller cans and jars to do. Hey, Courtney, how's it going? So we got both of the wides in here, Dustin and Courtney. Cool. And so, yeah, so this is a homemade one. And I like the fact that they took a shelf out here in the middle, and they brought in some other type of those little shelving units you can pick up Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever, and put them in there. And in fact, in the middle of it, I got that little 3-drawer plastic thing sitting right over here as well. I got my router on top of it. Hey, Skinner Farms. Oh, you I already said hi. Yeah, Josh. Hey, or did I? Oh, well, saying hi again. Oh, Glam Mom. Did I say hi to you? If not, hi. All right, so let's go to the next one here. So, go back real quick. The other thing I like about this, look at the thickness of the shelves. They use 3/4 inch plywood. Those shelves ain't bowing and going anywhere. All right, here's another one. This is an upstairs one. I can tell because up in the corner up here, you can see the roof sloping back, and this is the fireplace going up. This is a good use of what might have been an unfinished attic space, and they finished it off. Hopefully, they insulated the heck out of the walls and the ceiling and everything else up there to keep it from heating up in the summertime. But yeah, so they're using space. They got looks like they got extra shelves for these shelving units, and so because they got narrow shelves here, and they're not stacking any jars here that I can see. But they got empty shelves, so they're still working on it. They got these wire racks on the left here. And these wire racks have wheels on them. I love them because you can have them like here. You have it up against the sloping roof there, and then you have stuff stacked behind it, and you can roll it out of the way. Now I can't tell. It's kind of hard to tell up here behind the top here whether or not this has a dormer going off the roof or not with a window on it. If it does, that needs to be blocked off. All right, let's look at the next one here. Going down into a garage. They lined the garage walls with shelves, and they got stuff on it. Now, there are two things wrong in here that I see right off the bat. Here, right next to the door, in the middle of the picture, basically. This is a plastic shelf. And I don't know how well you can see it, but the middle shelf here has a nice bow to it. It's not made for a lot of heavy weight. All these cans they got on here, they do better off putting in one of the ones on the other wall over here, these metal shelves, and putting the lightweight Ritz crackers and stuff on the plastic one. They do have liquids and stuff on the bottom two shelves here next to the washer, and the washer is the other thing. Washing machines, where you got washers and dryers, you get high humidity around it. Just naturally. And so you're going to get more moisture in this garage area here than is good for your boxes of stuff. So for long-term cardboard boxes and home canning jars, not a good place to have stuff. All righty, so let's go on to the next one here. This one made me laugh, folks. I'm sorry. This one made me laugh. Look closely at everything in there and tell me how much food you see. I'm going to give it a couple of moments of not going into a lot of commentary, but yeah, so look closely at what they got here and tell me how much food you see. This was listed as a prepper pantry on the tag for the picture. This is they got several years supply of laundry detergent, several years supply of Old Spice body wash, shampoos, different styles of Febreze. And then they got stuff piled in the corner and stuff down there. I mean, yeah. And actually, I haven't seen one this bad, but I have seen one where they got a lot of, they'll have like 5 or 6 things of hand lotion, body wash, shampoos. I mean, yeah. Anyways, this is good. This would be good for a large group. Yeah, it's a conditioner, shampoo, laundry, cleaner, hair care pantry. All right. And that was the last one. All right. Let me get a drink of water here. Yes, Star. That was it. There was no food in there. Now, if they'd had stuff segregated, so they had food in a different room, and that room was all the other stuff, and that was at someone's, like up here in Idaho where I'm at. If I had a room set up like that for all my nieces and nephews and stuff, and they were contributing to it, I would have one room for all the cleaning products like that. And that way it'd be separate from the food. And that way they came up here, then we have all stuff for the whole extended family. But all right, Mama Bear. Trying to work on trying to get a sick bean plant back. Okay, all right. So let me scoot back here. Oh yeah. I got my squeaky chair off to the side, so I'm in a wooden back chair. But when I lean back, it feels so good. All right. Anyways, one of the things, now I'm going to switch gears on here as far as from the place you're going to store your stuff at to what you're going to store in your prepper pantry, how you're going to build what's in the prepper pantry, not building the prepper pantry itself. All right. So especially for new people that are starting out. So this is something you can share with friends, neighbors, relatives who are trying to get started on doing a prepper pantry. First thing to do is get a notebook, something a little bit bigger than this little one, regular full-size school notebook, NF-Rose. Have them go through what they already have, all the food, everything they already have, and make note of how much they have of what. And then they can get, they can write stuff on there, and on the side they can guesstimate about how often they go through it. This is a starting point for them. So they know basically what they eat. And if they notice something they've had on the shelves for 6 months and they haven't used it, they might put a question mark next to it. Because, hey, why are we storing this if we don't ever use it? All right, the next thing they need to do is start making menus. And it's best to do that. They can start out in the notebook writing stuff down, but this stuff really should be put onto a Excel spreadsheet in a computer, because you can have add different tabs at the bottom. You have a tab for dry goods, a tab for laundry soap, detergents, deodorants, and that stuff. You can have a tab for dry goods like macro pastas and stuff. You can have a tab for bulk food, like over here, big cans and stuff. But for making their menu out, they should start out for simple, a 7-day menu: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then figure out, and they'll going to realize, well, wait a minute, we've got more dinners and stuff for more dinners and stuff. So they can start on the second week. Trying not to repeat everything on anything from the first week. Now, if they as a family have been doing this for years, say Friday night spaghetti night, they can repeat Friday night on their menu. If that's something they've been doing for years, they can keep on doing that. If Sunday night is pancakes, they can keep on doing that. But they should make out a specific menu. You get week 1 done, then get week 2 done, week 3, and week 4. They can, if they want, but it kind of screws things up a little bit, unless they plan for it good, and toss in there certain nights where it's so-and-so's choice. Daddy's choice, mommy's choice, daughter's choice, son's choice, to pick something different that particular week or whatever for that one day. And exactly, Taco Tuesdays. Woo! Making the Best of Basics by Stephen Talmage Stevens. I think it is. Or Stevenson. Yes, Talmage Stevenson's. Okay, yeah. So Making the Best of Basics. I've had that one for 30 years. And in Tennessee, you're right. Problem is, many people have a trouble making a menu for 1 week. They just don't know how to shop. Well, things, if they develop a menu of stuff they like, they can actually then shop for the menu. That's the things they need to make the menu and then start shopping for the menu. Hang on here. I'm just trying to catch here. Garden State Gardeners is in the house. Brenda says, yeah, those heavy duty totes with the yellow lids, those things are great for stacking stuff in, especially if it's full of cereals and stuff. Because in the upper ones, if it's full of cereals like puff wheats, you can pick it off and move it and stuff. With that thought, Tibor, one of those yellow storage bins. You keep some yellow storage bins with long-term food in it, packed, and you date on it the date of the earliest thing that's going to be. It's like, a lot of foods don't expire, but they have best use by dates. So you put on it what the earliest best use by date is. So all right, it's time we need to rotate out of the evac box, put that back on the shelf to be used, and put other stuff in there. Okay. All right. So, yeah. All right. Tennessee. Yeah. Problem is, you can shop the sales, but if there's something in that sale that nobody in your house is going to eat, I know if my wife shopped the sale and she brought home Brussels sprouts. Yeah, she knows they're going to wind up in the compost pile. Of course, fortunately, she doesn't like Brussels sprouts either. Now there are, so once you have a month's worth of menus, so that gives you, or 4 weeks worth of menus, that gives you 28 different type dinners you can do, unless you're doing repeat dinners like Taco Tuesday, Spaghetti Friday, whatever it is. Then you can take that, and from that you can extrapolate and do a second month where you can start alternating, adding some more things in there of stuff you do. My wife and I do cream chip beef on toast probably once every 3 months. And we know that, and we plan accordingly. Pizza flies in on the drop of a hat. I know years and years ago when I was still single, and my mom and I would take different turns making pizza dough, and we'd make a big thing of pizza dough, and then we would, before we do it though, we'd call up my brother who's already married and tell him, hey, we're making pizza tonight. You guys want to come over? So, but there's a lot of stuff. Now, when it comes to lunches repeat a bit more than dinners do. Some people just love to have certain things for lunch. When I was younger, I would probably have bologna sandwiches at least 4 days a week. And then I go to tuna salad sandwich, once or twice a week. And so there was a lot of different things that repeat often. And it wasn't just for me. It was for my mom, my dad, my brother and sisters. There were things that repeated, because sometimes we'd eat separately, very seldom we eat all together for lunch. So there was, that was one that had to be flexible for everyone in the family because of schedules and stuff. Breakfast, wow. Growing up, breakfast. We got tired of cream of wheat because my mom bought a bunch of cream of wheat on sale, and we got tired of it. But then she also started finding the sugar smacks on sale and oatmeal on sale and stuff. Then she was able to break it up and spread it out, so we weren't getting having the same thing for breakfast every single day. Prepping to endure. My oldest son can eat the Costco frozen pizzas every day for lunch, and if he could get away with it, he would have it probably 4 times a week for dinner and twice a week for breakfast. Yeah, and the thing is, with breakfasts, usually Sunday morning was going to be either waffles or pancakes. So it's the same mix, Bisquick mix, boom. The Bisquick comes out, and whoever got to the kitchen first, whether, from my brothers and sister, whoever got there first started making whether it was going to be waffles or pancakes. Of course, sometimes, it was like, they got there in a tie, and I was like, hey, just mix a batch. You cook the pancakes, you cook the waffles, and we'll eat. And anything left over gets once it's cooled down, gets put in a Ziploc baggie and tossed in the freezer. Checking here. All right. So, and then of course, it also depends on, and if people think about this, it depends on the season too. Sandwiches for lunch during the summertime, a lot. Wintertime, when it gets cold, all of a sudden you're having soups for lunch. So things change with the season. Whether it's going to be hot meals, cold meals, semi-hot, semi-cold meal combinations and stuff. It depends what the season is, as far as what generally will get fixed. You had a very boring guess. Only prior to the third grade. After the third grade, my brother and I were learning to be able to cook stuff, and so we started changing things up. But it still depended on what my mom bought. Now you've got to remember, I was born in 1957, so it wasn't until 62, 63 that we were cooking and doing stuff on everything else. So things started expanding. With my grandmother, I'd say it was probably once a month she would do chicken and dumplings. They find chickens on sale and do chicken and dumplings, and then of course, once my mom's chicken flock got large enough, we started having chicken and dumplings twice a month. Now, so things started developing as us as kids, our palate expanded. Ooh, sausage, that actually tastes pretty good. Sausage links are even better. Different types of eggs cooked different ways for my brothers and sisters. I'm sorry, I take eggs only one way: scrambled and dry. Now, chicken fried steak is something that came in occasionally. Back then in the 60s, most cuts of meat were rather expensive for what my parents were bringing in. Pot roast was one of those ones that they find it on sale. They get a big pot roast and cook it up, and we'd have it for dinner and probably lunch the next day and lunch the following day. The bacon was probably the one meat we had a lot of when I grew up. because back then pork bellies were cheap. A lot of tacos. Okay. We didn't start eating tacos really until till I was in my 20s, early 20s. As far as hash browns go, my parents' family, the only time we ate hash browns was when we went out to dinner. Or I went with my dad, I did something early in the morning with him and went down to the Greasy Spoon about a mile away and had breakfast with him down there. He dropped me back off at home before he went to work. So it's one of those things. The going out to eat thing was all as young people was generally on Sunday after church. We went for dinner. We went out to A&W Drive-In, where they had the baby burger, the mama burger, then the papa burger. So whatever time, getting people to do a menu plan works out pretty good. We started doing menu planning and so long as my wife and I were on the same work schedule and things were going good, it worked great. But then when the boys, my daughter, went off to college, and then the boys started getting graduating from high school and stuff, and then their schedule started going a little bit weird and stuff like that. The menu planning per se became less rigid. Hey, Idaho Garden Girl. I so want to say your first name, but I'm not going to do it. You've never said your first name, so I'm respecting you and not giving out your first name. So, that's the thing is, the menu planning is not set in stone. It's to lay out a structure work for planning. Because, hey, you may get tired of having spaghetti on Friday nights and you may want it on a Wednesday night. So you set things up and get yourself an idea of what family favorites are. Also, when it comes to planning, record down meals that people absolutely hate, and you have to do this without any recrimination against those parties in the family. So if you have one kid who suddenly speaks up and says, I do not want lima beans ever again in my life, plan accordingly. Sometimes it's like, well, what do you like instead of lima beans? I like spinach, or I like Swiss chard, or I like peas, or cooked, or mixed vegetables without the lima beans in it. So you can work things around to work around individual members for taste variance. So yeah, you plan out the stuff, and then you realize as a parent, you thought everyone loved this dish you made, and it turns out part of the dish, that meal you make for dinner, everyone likes the main, but they hate the side dishes. They only ate it because they didn't want to offend mommy. So, all right. So Mama Bear living on a dime prayer said, let me throw it up here. Saying hi to everybody. All right. So, all right. Before we get here and people start dropping out here, I want to throw something up here. On my other channel, Camp Panton Family Compound, next Monday is the giveaway for the 2,500 subscriber. giveaway. The last day to enter for that is going to be Sunday night. All right, so if you haven't entered into it, go on over there and enter into it. You got to be a subscriber. You got to rung the bell for notifications. And on the 2,500 subscriber way video, you have to go into there and follow the rules in it. The rules start about 8.5 minutes into the video. It was a live stream I did it on. All right. And for those that aren't members, aren't subscribed to the Camp Patton Family Compound, or they are and they haven't noticed, that channel has memberships now, 99 cents a month. I got all cool videos. I've been putting out membership videos, member only photos and stuff on the community tab. So that's going on there. All right. So now that I did the shameless plug for the other channel, and yeah, and Garden State Gardener was my first member. He says it's $1, but it's actually 99 cents. But yeah. Where is it at? The video. All right. If you give me a second here, folks, I'll throw it up here in the side chat here. So I put it out about a month ago, and 10 days ago, 4 weeks ago, there it is. So here's the link to it. Throwing the link out there. There's the link. All right. Okay. And all right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, it looks like Wendy's taking off. See you, Wendy. All right. So back to Prepper Pantry, stuff to consider. Now, example of one of the things I stumbled across here. We have this store out here in the West. It's, as far as I know, it is just California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Nevada. They may be expanding here. They may be starting going into other states. It's called Winco, which actually stands for Winning Company. And in their store, they got Winco brands, and they got all the other brands and stuff. In a section of that store, they got these 10-pound boxes of pasta, and just about every different type of pasta is less than $1 a pound. The last time I was in there was about 4 weeks ago when I got another 10-pound box of extra wide egg noodles. Hey, Rita Hunter, how's it going? All right, Rita, take care. And yeah, so I got several 10-pound boxes of the extra wide egg noodles, and I think I got a couple of the elbow macaroni and something else. Because this is a 10-pound box and stuff, in a little bit here, when probably won't do it until the fall when things settle down, I'm going to be taking stuff out of that and ordering some oxygen absorbers and moisture absorbers and repackaging it into 1-pound packages. And then putting those into a 5-gallon bucket and putting a lid on it. So that's one of the things. Now, if you buy stuff bulk wise, yeah, you might want to go ahead and package it smaller. Martha at Old School Prepper was showing how she gets, like a 10-pound chub of ground beef, and she takes either 1 or 2 pound sections and puts it into a like a Ziploc, and then it gets all the oxygen out of it, zips it and rolls it flat or squishes it flat, and then freezes it. We're doing the same thing now, only we're using the seal-a-meal. So we put it into the seal-a-meal, seal it up, vacuum it down tight, and then squish it flat, and then toss it into the freezer. Some people recommend doing that only in the Mylar bags. And you get Mylar bags with and without the Ziploc in it. And so basically people, if they get the Ziploc one and they get the 2-pound one, they will, fill it with 2 pounds, zip it down, almost tight, squeeze all the air out of it, finish zipping it, and then heat seal above the thing, put it in the freezer. And that way it's good. And then when you go to open it up, you want to use only 1 pound tonight. You got 2 pounds in there. Well, you take out a pound, reseal it, toss it in the fridge, and then the next night you can use the other pound. Yeah, and that's like Brenda's saying, she buys in bulk from the Amish and repackage it to store and use. So does Tennessee does the same. And so in your prepper pantry, don't forget to have a chest freezer or 2. I got 2 chest freezers here. In California, we have a bigger chest freezer and a upright freezer. My daughter across the street has a chest freezer and an upright freezer. And so when my wife actually retires and comes up here, we're going to have 3 chest freezers and an upright freezer. Now, there are certain things that we're going to be taking out of those freezers here once I get comfortable pressure canning. And like I'll cook up ground beef and can it in jars. And that way it's canned, it's good. It's good for 5+ years on the shelf, and I don't have to worry about power outages. All right, and Skinner has 3 chest freezers and an upright freezer. Of course, once my wife retires up here, and if I ever decide to go hunting, because they hunt for both deer and elk here, if I hunt and get an elk, we may need to get another chest freezer or 2. Or if we just start doing raising the cows and take a cow to butcher, and when we get back, we're going to need two of the small chest freezers to whatever that comes back from the cow. Tennessee says he loves raw canning dried beans and meats. Such a time saver. And that froze. And it actually keeps stuff out of the chest freezer, keeps it on the shelf. All right. Just reading the side chat here. All right. That's one, there's been several things. All right. When it comes to canning, folks, I'm not sure how many people are on here. Here are members of this Facebook group. It's called Rebel Canners. Yes, it's Tammy's from the Rebel Canners YouTube channel. There's a lot of information in there. I can't even keep up with that, but I see good ideas all the time. And the one person was doing sausage. And so basically what she did was she took made sausage, patties, a roll of sausage that would just fit in one of her tapered pint jars. And she got it all ready, put it in the freezer just put it in the jar in the freezer for a couple hours, took it back out, shook it out of the jar and stuff, took a knife, since it was semi-hard, and cut it into slices. And once it was sliced, I'm not sure if she put parchment paper or wax paper between each slice. And then and so once it was done, she put it back in the jar, let it come back to room temperature, or to room temperature and stuff. And she had several jars like that, and then she canned it. Once it was at room temperature, she started heating it up, and she put it in the pressure canner, and then she canned it that way, and so it cooked the meat in the jar that way. And when she pulled it out, she could just pop the lid, and then she had sausage patties ready to serve. And then she filled it with a broth around it, and then she take that broth and make a gravy out of it. All right, just catching up. You're not locked into a flavor. Spice it up. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, and all right. I see. I'm just following the trail back. Yeah. So Emma was saying that she cans hamburger meat, and Kathy was asking her what seasoning she puts into it. I know it when we start doing hamburger meat here that way and start cooking it. Well, I'll cook the hamburger meat first. The only seasoning I'll add to it is Lowry's seasoning salt. And that way, when we take it out, we can use it just to add whatever we want to add to it. We can make it add it to hamburger helpers, whatever. Or we can make our own hamburger helpers. My wife has several recipes for different flavors we like. Or we can, like, if we want to make taco meat, all we need to do is just add the taco seasoning to it and do it up. Different flavorings and stuff. I added some of the Montreal steak seasoning stuff, and then we put that into a quesadilla. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. But once we start canning hamburger here, that's some of the stuff we're going to be doing. And that way we're not putting everything into a freezer. Of course, then we got to have the shelf set up to put stuff on. And that's one of the projects I'm working on this summer. Hopefully I will get it done by September. Hey, Roberta's Artistic Adventures. Welcome. And I've seen some of my other videos I've been putting over on Camp Patton Family Compound, my other channel here. I'm getting a 80-foot by 12-foot back patio poured on the 5th of July, where they're going to start work on it on the 5th of July. And I'm getting half the driveway from the shop to the street. It's 45 feet wide and 34 feet long. They're going to pour that one. Then they're coming back on August 1st and pouring the rest of the way. And once they dig all the gravel and stuff down to the level, they're not hauling it off. They're piling it over on the side off to the side. And I'm going to make a pad next to the shop, and I may or may not get a concrete pad put on that. But I'm going to bring, in either case, I'm going to be bringing over at least one or two of the cargo containers I have across the street. Once one of those is over here, that's where my firewood is going to go, and where my Coyote tractor is going to go during the wintertime. And where I had the firewood this year, the outside walls are already insulated. So I'm going to insulate the one wall. That'll give me a 10-foot wide space, 10 foot tall. I will put a roof in or a ceiling inside with insulation on it. And I'll put a front wall on it with a door. And that thing will be totally insulated. And we will have an AC, a portable AC unit to keep it cool in the summertime. And I will have a propane heater out there to keep it from freezing in the wintertime. And that's where a lot of our bulk stuff is going to go to. And then so what we'll have here in the house, instead of having, let me change the setting here again so I can show you again. All right. Stop. Okay. Now, earthquake, guys. We're going to get caught in a tornado here. Oh, no. Tornado. Ah. So, yeah, I got food storage in here in this back room back here. A lot of food storage. And I got food storage over here and ammo storage and stuff. So I got a lot of stuff stored around in here. I got toilet paper, paper towels down there. I got some big boxes of stuff. So bulk stuff like that will go out to the area I'm going to be doing. Okay, what just happened here? Did I lose? I think I lost something here. All right, so go back to, I'll go take it to this one this time. So yeah, I lost the shared sign. That's okay. I'm not sharing that other side anymore. So now I'm not getting all the pop-ups here popping up. Okay. All right, so that's good. All right, so yeah, so we will have bulk stuff or a lot of these cases out there. In the kitchen right now, I have small sections in the cabinet set up. All right, here's the refried beans. Here's the baked beans. Here's the chili beans. Here's the Campbell's bean and bacon soup. Here's the tomato soup, chicken soup. I have everything set up there, 2 cans wide. And so I have 2 cans wide's worth in the cabinets in the kitchen. Well, I got more than that in here. I got, 2 cases of refried beans here. That's 24 cans per case. And so, yeah, I go through a lot of beans here. Or as my grandma would say, you're full of beans. And so that is one of what we'll be using out there is for a lot of the bulk storage will go out there, but we'll have a working pantry in the house. And so the working pantry will have probably about 4 or 5 months worth of food in it. And then the other year and a half, 2 years worth of food will be out there in the area out in the shop there that they're going to enclose in. I'm sorry, I'm going to change the screen. It's just not working right here. My arm keeps disappearing when I lift it up over here. Oh, my arm's disintegrating and being teleported up to the Enterprise. The metal shelves, if you put wheels on, they can reduce the weight limit from around 1,000 pounds to 150. The metal shelves I just showed here, these are 4 foot wide, 18-inch deep. They're the ones from Sam's Club with the wheels on it. And with the wheels on it, it's rated at 650 pounds for the shelf unit. So yeah, we put the heavy stuff down below and we put the light stuff up above, especially if we want to move them. Now, once it's out there on the concrete, for the ones that we're going to, we'll pull the wheels off, we'll put the regular legs on it, put it up against the wall, and then I'll take a 1 1/8 number 10 screw, and I'll take a trying to remember the size, and a froze, smaller than 1/4 inch fender washer, because then the head from the screw won't go through it. And so we'll put several of those in at the top into the studs in the wall, and it'll hold it there, and so that way it can't tip or anything. Yeah, Diggs, it depends on what you're using stuff for. In California, out in the shop there, I actually took 2 of those shelving units because they got 6 shelves on them, used only 4 shelves. But as I was putting it together, so I had the side by side, the space between them, I started using those extra shelves to give me a longer one. And basically what we have on that is all the lightweight Christmas boxes and ornaments. So yeah, I got 12 feet of Christmas stuff on those, and it's just sitting up against the wall. All right, so Josh is taking out a bedroom, adding it to his kitchen using the closet for a pantry, making a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house. Any thoughts? Okay, exactly. All right, so here's what I did. The house I bought in California was listed as a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. So what we did was we changed some things around, and then it had this huge enclosed. We called it the cement room. It was 24 by 24 room, roof on it. They never did anything with it. They just used it as a big family game room out there, whatever. So we've put in non-load bearing walls out there, divided it up a little bit, and then we took 2 of the bedrooms. These were small bedrooms from the house built in 1932, and we we took the 3 bedrooms and bath in the one part of the house. No, two bedrooms and bath. Sorry, 2 bedrooms and bath. Made it into one big master bedroom and a bath. And so we kind of just changed things around. As far as extending into the kitchen, into a bedroom, it all depends on what size opening you want to put into that wall. For the opening, the bigger it is, you have to go with a bigger headboard across there, because you can't just take it out even with the roof line, because that may be a load bearing wall and there may be stuff up there you don't want to take out. So you may wind up with like an 8-foot opening going in from one part to the other. You got to look at it, find out if there's any electrical coming down in that wall dividing the bedroom from the kitchen. You may have to be relocating electrical. You may decide you don't want to totally, take it out totally. You may want to leave like 2-foot wings on the side, and then just take out the middle section and go from there. The closet, walk-in, if it's a closet, if it's just a regular closet, and if it's against the far wall or whatever, you may consider taking that bedroom and closet, taking the closet's inside the main square framework of the bedroom, take it out and just on the far wall or something, extend it out and make it a walk-in, make it so it's like 6 feet deep, and make it a walk-in pantry where you got these 18-inch wide shelves, and that gives you across the back wall and on the side walls. You open the door, you go in, and you can go down and you can do all sorts of stuff. Let me show you. Bring that one photo back up here. See if I can find one of those ones here that worked like that. I bring my PowerPoint up here to look at it, to try to figure it out here. Dang, hang on. Shoot. I showed you guys the wrong PowerPoint. Let me open the other one here, because I wanted to replace it and I forgot to replace it because it's got more photos in it. And let me open it up here. Yeah, there we go. It's opening up here to boom. And I froze. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this other one I bought up here. Let's get it up here going. All right, we'll go to the okay. So I showed this one. Come on, share screen. I don't wonder why it dropped that off on me. Share. There we go. All right, so this is a little bit wider than just 6 foot, but you can set up something like this. Find the other one here real quick here. Something like this. We have the doorway like in the right here. You come into the room, and then you have your shelves there for your walk-in pantry, and your kitchen's just on the other side of the doorway space here. This here is an extended working pantry, Josh. So this is a working pantry, and you got shelf space in there. You got stuff stored up above. You got stuff stored down below. That's the extension of the kitchen. And so being a bedroom, you can make it wider than what's shown here, and do that. Depending on how you do the wall and stuff, you have the doorway going off into the pantry. This pantry here, looking at it, looks like it's about a 6-foot pantry with 16-inch shelves in it. We saw that one. Here's the other one. Another one had, the only thing wrong with this one is the window in the back there. But yeah, so you set up a pantry like this, a narrow pantry, and you can come in from the end or you can put the door in the side. So it all depends how you want to set it up. And we saw that, saw that one. Okay. So, yeah, some of those, where you have off the kitchen into a walk-in pantry, you can set up all the shelves and stuff. You can have a partial working pantry. I've seen people where they had the working pantry with the counter space in it. The counter space had all the appliances they didn't have room to store out in the kitchen. So when they wanted to use the crock pot was in there. They go and pull the crock pot out, put it on the counter. The big mixer would be in there on one of those counters. They pull it out and put it on the kitchen counter. That way, all the cabinet space in the kitchen was for food and plates and bowls and stuff, not for big appliances. Just checking here. Yeah, Skinner, that'd be a great idea. You'll probably get a lot of feedback from more than just me. You may get some better ideas from someone else other than me. All right. Looks like Duncan's 1900 is leaving. Good night. And we're 15 minutes over. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Unless you want to keep talking about stuff, folks, we can talk about it. If a couple of you want to come up here and talk some more, I can drop the link in there and we can do that. Let me know what you want to do. I'm flexible tonight, which is unusual because I slept bad, so I'm not really that flexible, but I am flexible. All right. So I got to get into the cough drop here. I was out weed whacking today, and for yesterday and today, I forgot to use take the Claritin or the other stuff that my wife gets. She has it stocked here for us, and so now my throat's all irritated and everything else. I gotta take a Sucrets and soothe my throat so I'm not coughing like a mortuary. See how many people got that joke? Coffin, mortuary. All right. Boom, boom, boom. That one died. Ooh, another one. On a good note, your echinacea is in full bloom. Cool. All right, Christy. Yeah, you've been up a while. So, yeah, go ahead and hit the hay. All right, so I'm just going to do a couple more minutes here of stuff on your prepper pantry. Now, behind me here, these shelf units, for the most part, look like you can get them from Thrive or Shelf Reliance. We have several units, and we got our units from Shelf Reliant. We got it back in the beginning when they put out a damaged one. The price was really slashed, and the damage was only to a couple of pieces or whatever, or the paint on it was scratched, and so it wasn't a big deal. I mean, you could hardly, right now, if we were to look at it, we would not be able to tell where the damage is after all these years. And we've worked with them too. We got an extension, change up kits for it. Because the room it's in has a higher ceiling, we actually put plywood up on top of these racks here, plywood, and we got paper towels, toilet paper stacked up there. Yes, secrets. So because this I love these things because they're not as strong as some of the other ones I get, and they don't keep me from talking. Yeah, actually, when I got these from on Amazon as a 3-pack, 4-pack. of them, and it was actually cheaper than getting them at Wally World. So, it's a lot cheaper than Wally World. So it's, hey, I got a bunch of them. I got it. And I've added those to my storage for medicines. Okay, Len, thank you for putting that up. That's the other thing to consider. You don't want to have your food storage in a room, especially against the wall of that room or closet, if there's a bathroom on the other side, or if in the walls of that room there's plumbing pipes. Especially if, all right, Kathy, good night. Especially if you're in an area where it freezes outside bad. Like in here, if I was to, all right, in the room I'm in here where I showed all the stuff on the wall here, the shelves and stuff, that's an outside wall. However, I also have a little thermometer to tell me what the temperature on that wall is. There is no water in it, but the cold won't, and the cold really doesn't come in. It doesn't get colder in here than 50 degrees at the very coldest when I had the doors closed at one night and I forgot to leave them open so it stayed warm. Actually, none of the outside walls of this house have plumbing in it. The kitchen sink and stuff goes down through the floor. The master bathroom goes down through the floor. The bathroom right here, because the wall that you can't see behind the camera and the monitor is an outside wall. The plumbing goes down through the floor, not in the wall. So I don't have to worry about the water pipes freezing in the wall. And Kaylin's good because that it's not freezing for an outside wall. So for that is probably the most important one of the things to consider about if there's plumbing in the outside walls, where you're putting food storage. Because generally the food storage does not heat up as much as the rest of the house in the wintertime. You just don't want the stuff freezing in there. But the walls don't have enough heat, even though it's insulation, the heat radiates into the insulation and keeps the plumbing from freezing normally. If the room is allowed to get down to 50 degrees, 45 degrees, the insulation in the wall itself may start getting down to below freezing, so you got to be careful on that. Skinner says his plumbing all goes down to the floor. Okay, so that handles that. So that's good on that. So when you're looking to if you're going to add a walk-in pantry, that's one thing to take into consideration. If you're going to be converting a room like Skinner's planning on doing and extending the kitchen and stuff to do that. One of the rooms we did in the house in California, the one bedroom, as the house was sold to us as, was actually the garage, and they had converted it to a bedroom. Actually, they had converted it to a boutique thing with a bathroom in there. And because the people I bought it from, she used to make crafts and stuff, and she'd sell stuff out of it. But they listed it as a bedroom because it had its own bathroom. Well, I had to redo the bathroom on it and stuff. And when I was redoing the plumbing and everything out there, they had a little 30-gallon hot water heater in this little itty-bitty closet, the water closet thing for it. And my wife and I found out early on that 30-gallon hot water heater does not really provide the amount of hot water which we wanted to have. And so we changed the plumbing around in the house a little bit, and out in that big cement room I talked about earlier, put a 75-gallon hot water heater out there. And my youngest son can still drain that sucker if we don't catch him pounding on the door. Hey, the water's getting cold. All right, Skinner. Yeah, email me. Down in the description on the very bottom of the bottom or second to bottom line is the email address. So turned that what used to be a water closet. We took all the plumbing out of it, It still has the vent in the bottom from coming from under the house, and it has mesh screen on it, and we put a filter in it to keep bugs from coming up on it. And it has one that goes up the attic, so the hot air rises through it and draws cold air from down below. So that cabinet is cooler than any of the cabinets in the house. Well, we put shelves in there, we built a bunch of shelves in there, and we loaded it up with number 10 cans from my mom's food storage, which is still good, that she got in 1971. Yeah, so her food storage is over 50 years old, and we still crack cans open now and then. Every couple of years, we'll crack a can open, and it's still good. The only thing that wasn't good was flour, and we got rid of that flour 30 years ago because it tasted like nasty metal. All righty, and hang on here. Let me go ahead and drop that down. And let's see here. All right, so one of the things we also did, so we had the big cabinet, deep cabinet in the kitchen. We had that one there, and then next to it we redid the bathroom there. My boys said they did not want a bathtub; they wanted a big walk-in shower. So we did a walk-in shower, toilet, took up a lot less room. And we put another one of these shuffle-reliant consolidators on the one wall there. So you can work things around. One of the things for a prepper pantry, remember it's supposed to be a pantry where you can get at everything in there. Well, yeah, we have number 10 cans at the back. So if we go through everything else, then we get to the number 10 cans and we pull them out and use them. We also have a bunch of the 5-gallon buckets that was stuff we got from the LDS Family Canning Center, filled with, we got the 50-pound bags of, 25-pound bags of potato flakes, and the oatmeal, 25-pound bag of regular rolled oats and stuff like that. And we got several, 5-gallon cans set up with the gamma lids on it, full of stuff as well. And those are out in another room that when we have to keep a number 10 can in the cabinet. And when that number 10 can gets empty, we take it out to these, open them up, and fill it full up and take it back into the house. So. Had a fellow plumb a 4-inch cold air intake with a gate valve into his basement pantry, but he's way up north. Yeah, and it was my sister when she lived in Sandy, Utah, which gets colder there than it does up here in Idaho, and that's kind of southeast from us. Some of the basements there and stuff had a regular 16-inch by 4-inch duct thing that went out of the basements and went out, up, and so basically it came out, up, over, had a curl over the top with a screen on it and stuff, and you could put a filter in there to keep dust and bugs out. And some of the basements had 2 of those in them. And this was becoming the rage up there, and this was back in the early 70s. Then in the winter of 74 to 75, they got a freezer you would not believe. And all of those houses that had the thing on it and that did not put a filter down below inside the house with a grate that you could close, the temperatures dropped in those houses, and a lot of them had water lines freeze. So having some way you can totally shut it off, the cold air intake, is good. All righty, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. Let me go over here real quick to the other side here. And let's see here. Come on, computer. It's work. Okay, going over there. All right, and drop over here. There it is. Okay, so this Thursday here on Gray Man Prepping at 10 o'clock Mountain Time, midnight Eastern is the Midnight Ride with Gray Man Prepping. Kind of an open chat, talk about different things. If some people come in, we start talking about a specific topic, we may concentrate more on that topic until everyone decides they want to change it. But it's kind of an open forum type thing. Next Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound at 6 o'clock Mountain, 8 Eastern. It's going to be the giveaway, 25,000 subscriber giveaway. I set up 5 gift cards. I may add a couple more here to it, depending how things are going here and how generous I'm feeling by then. Just to remind everybody, if you are a channel member of Camp Patton Family Compound, the channel members are automatically enrolled in the giveaways. All right. So next Tuesday here, since next Tuesday is the last Tuesday of the month, we're going to have one of our scenarios of doom and despair. And the scenario is going to be the invasions of, basically it's about after the pests attack. It's about some of the channels saying, oh, we're going to get these huge locust swarms coming from Africa to America. They're going to make it across the Atlantic this time, and they're just going to devastate all our crops. And they're once here, they won't have any natural predators, and they're just going to, wipe out all our food. So we're going to talk about that, possibilities, responses, and stuff like that. So that's what's happening next Tuesday here on that. We're talking about pests, and these guys claims that there are no natural predators for some of these invasive species coming in that are going to totally wipe out our food system. All right. So that's what's coming up next week. 4th of July, Monday, 4th of July, I most likely will not be going live on Camp Patton Family Compound unless I can figure out a way to go get my my Kindle to work outside where I can show you guys me doing tractor work and other stuff out there, and we'll have to see what goes on that, if it works or not. So, as always, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps. Water's number 1. Food's number 2. Medicine's number 3. And go with it from there. And remember, learn more skills. All right? So we'll see you later. Have a good evening. Thank you for coming.